Good morning. My name is Roger Wright, and I'm along with Michael Mazarang. Today, we're going to be talking about a number of different topics regarding the foundation repair, waterproofing, and indoor air quality industry. To tell you a little bit about myself, I've got over 27 years in the industry experience. I've got building experience from the banking industry, from building banks and banking services, and spent a number of years at NC State in Raleigh and Appalachian State in Boone. So this is Michael Mazarang.
Well, thank you, Roger. And again, my name's Michael Mazarang, and Roger and I have stayed pretty close over the last 10 to 15 years. We've worked with different companies in the industry. I've been in the industry for almost 25 years, worked with a number of companies, as well as a geotechnical engineering firm. So I've been introduced to a lot of different applications and means as far as waterproofing, drainage, foundation repair, structural wood repairs, and so forth. So we would like to talk in depth about the industry today, and we're hoping that this conversation will help you to understand the industry, as well as give you the tools to be able to choose the proper contractor and network of professionals required to handle your project. We look forward to talking about that with you today. Hope you enjoy this conversation. Thank you. The first topic we'd like to cover today is the estimate versus the evaluation. When you're getting an estimate at your house for one of these complicated repairs, whether it's floor leveling or foundation repair, maybe it's for a mold remediation, or any of these other trades that are heavily influenced by franchisees. There is a big difference between the estimate and the evaluation, and it's often bundled into the same function. And one of the first things that happens is the questionnaire. Roger, tell me about your experience, because you've worked with some of these companies that rely heavily on these questionnaires.
Well, thank you. The thing is, the industry by itself has it's a tawdry reputation. Most contractors, as a rule, pick your industry. It's not the greatest reputation of these contractors. So they've gotten very clever. Some of these contractors got very clever in a questionnaire, which you think, okay, questionnaire is important because what's my name, who am I, what's my address, what's my phone number and email. Yeah, that's all important. But the real thing the questionnaire is doing is to lead you to a predetermined outcome based upon what that contractor wants you actually to purchase from them. In other words, it's not really what's in your best interest. It's the questionnaire actually leads the customer. It's very cleverly written to lead the customer to a determination that's really in the contractor's best interest. For example, they may ask you, are you concerned about having this problem fixed on a temporary basis or a permanent basis? Well, no one in their right mind would absolutely say, I want a temporary solution. It's almost asking you, how do you feel about child abuse? I mean, there's only one good answer to that. My point is, the questionnaires, however, that they use are almost that, I don't want to use the word devious, but it's somewhat underhanded because it's leading the customer to conclusions that's not necessarily in their best interest.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that insight, Roger. I know you've worked for a company for quite a long time that relies heavily on those tactics. So if you have any questions about qualifications or how these companies qualify customers very subtly, and it's done in the field with the consultant or the salesperson, it's not done on the incoming phone call into the call center. So if you want to understand more about that, we can have a separate conversation. You can call us at the phone number down at the bottom of your screen, or get on our website, and we'll talk more about questionnaires in a one-on-one phone call, and we'll be glad to answer those questions before we set an appointment to hopefully come see you at your home.
One other thing we want to mention here as well, the estimate versus evaluation really is going to be broken down in today's YouTube into three parts. First, we discovered the questionnaire. In a second, we'll be talking about two other items: PowerPoint, laptop presentations, and price conditioning. Anything else, Michael?
I think that covers it, Raj. This was a good way to start it off, and we'll move into the next segment of estimate versus evaluation.
From our last video, we were talking about the estimate versus evaluation, and there's three distinctive parts. We've already covered the questionnaire in a previous YouTube. Now we're going to be talking about the PowerPoint, and then later about price plan conditionings, where let's just say it's not in the customer's best interest. But I'm going to have Michael talk about the PowerPoint and laptop or iPad presentations. And Michael, please take it from here.
Well, thanks, Roger. And one of the things that we talk about endlessly in our conversations is the disingenuous tactics that are used by the franchisees to harvest the business. And what we find is the salespeople are poorly trained, but they are heavily, how do you want to say, pigeonholed into a high-pressure sales environment that they get from the sales management teams, the corporate management teams. And it's framed around glossy brochures, fancy PowerPoint presentations, and really a song and dance routine. And Roger, I mean, you just came from a company that pretty much relies on that because of the salespeople are so poorly trained. They have no building science background or engineering, yet they're out there trying to give people advice to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a repair that really they're not qualified to make recommendations about.
True. Well, the thing is, obviously, if you're watching this video now, you have a concern at your home or some other property. And the interesting thing that you'll find with people who rely so heavily on their PowerPoint and or glossy brochure, like Mike was speaking, is this. Very simply, if you ask them a question that's not associated and directly answered by the PowerPoint or the glossy brochure, it's going to be the deer in the headlights, because these consultants are basically trained in a roughly 10-day classroom environment to on PowerPoint slide 1 say this, and once they say that, they want to go immediately to slide 2. However, if you have a question on slide 1 that's not already been put into their head as to the immediate answer, something that is uniquely your problem, you may find that they have a very difficult time even coming up with an answer. So that's what I would say to that. It's
really a disingenuous industry on many levels, and very few of the better trained consultants like myself and Roger remain in the industry. So what we've done is we're independent. We have no affiliation with franchisees, have no interest to do so. And what you get from us is an honest, objective evaluation, similar to what you'd get from a licensed engineer. And we do have a network of engineers in our professional network. 4 different engineering firms refer us work. So certainly, if you're looking for an honest evaluation without the dog and pony show, you can reach us at the number at the bottom of your screen, and you can see also the website at the bottom of your screen where you can reach us through that route for a consultation, and we can talk more about this. Anything else that you want to add?
Well, the last thing I'd like to say about this too, because we were talking about the classroom trainings, it's not uncommon for the person that will become received from one of the franchise groups that 3 months ago they might have been selling cellular phones or working for some car dealer as a salesperson. The reason this is important is that, again, so many of these franchise companies, it's called churning their sales team. They turn them. Usually, if you have a person that's even got a year experience come in your home, you'll be fortunate. So again, having someone with our experience is invaluable. So I think that's going to close out the issues with the estimate and evaluation on PowerPoints. Appreciate you watching, and we're going to cover the price plan next. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thanks again for joining us. We're here for the next phase, or phase 3 of estimate versus evaluation. And in particular, we wanted to cover the close. The companies that are out there in the market today, especially the corporate-driven sales teams, use very high-pressure closing tactics. And Roger, you just came from a company that pretty much relies on these high pressure sales tactics to get the business. Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience with that?
Well, the price close is kind of the, they call it the logical conclusion of a masterful presentation. What that really means is, hey, have I snowed the customer enough? The reality is, the first part is the questionnaire. It leads right into the PowerPoint, which we've already previously discussed. But a lot of these companies on the price conditioning, price closing, they're going to give you some very disingenuous information. They, in fact, may have a glossy brochure that says preferred customer discount. And I've seen this done where they actually have a glossy covered one page that says preferred customer discount. That if you buy today, we're going to give you this amount of money off simply because you're buying today. Now, I don't know about you, but I guarantee you, if you called did you not say yes on the spot, and you called that person back the next day or even a week or two later, you're still going to be preferred. They're still going to give you the discount. So what they're really trying to do is manipulate you into thinking that it's only today and you're never going to see this again, and we're so great that you have to say yes. Well, if it's that great, you don't really have to say yes. You'll say yes tomorrow, next week, or next month. And the other thing they want to do is say, we can match prices with everybody. Well, if they really want to match prices, shouldn't it be more important to match solutions?
Oh, this is really good, Roger. I'm so glad you brought this up. And, I see this with the customers, and they all complain about it. I can tell you right now, I'm never going to ask for the business on the first day. The first day is meant for evaluating the challenge and developing a logical repair plan or applications and means that we might even bring in a third-party engineer or another professional, a licensed mold hygienist, or other professionals to help us build the solution to your problem. So this is such an important issue. Never sign a contract on site with any contractor. Do plenty of research, and we'll never do that. We've been in the business for a long time. Independent. We're not affiliated with any franchises, and we want to earn your business. I use logic and common sense to win my customers. They choose us because not only are we recommended by the engineering community, but we provide the best quality service, and we'll never use a high pressure sales technique to get your business. I give my customers the best price right there on the spot if I'm going to price it on the spot. Or often we may want to wait and come back to you to do more research. It really is disingenuous to give a price on the spot. It takes a lot of time to develop some of these complicated types of protocols. And if you're about to spend $20,000 with a customer, you better make sure you're getting a full value for that scope of work, including project oversight, potential engineering, mold testing, hygienists, coming in to test things before you even get bids from contract. In conclusion, the main thing is don't panic. Relax, take your time, and gather information. Roger, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, just in conclusion, this 3 videos have been on the questionnaire. Certainly, I hope you learned that that does necessarily have your best interest in mind. PowerPoint is just another manipulation where they're trying to move you to their product and service, and obviously price plans. Just be leery. We're here to help you any way we can. Give us a call. Michael and I are happy to help you any way we can. Thank you very much for watching.
Hope you have a great day. Take care.